Listen to me. I don't know who hurt you. I don't know who left you, who lied to you, who doubted you. But what I do know is this. You don't rise by holding on to pain. You rise by transforming it. You don't win by proving them wrong. You win by proving you were right about yourself the whole time. See, when somebody wounds you deeply, that pain, no, it can bury you or it can build you. And the decision, that's yours. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Pain is a professor, not a prison guard. You think that betrayal was the end of you. No, that betrayal was the beginning of the better you, but only if you stop trying to punish them and start elevating you. Too many of us are sitting around waiting. Waiting for an apology that's never coming. Waiting for someone who hurt us to suddenly realize what they did and say, "I'm sorry." But let me help you right now. You don't need that closure. You need clarity. See, the apology isn't what's going to heal you. The apology isn't what's going to unlock your greatness. Clarity is. Clarity about who you are, what you're capable of, and where you're headed. When someone hurts you, they're not just attacking your heart. They're going after your identity. You start questioning everything. Am I really worth it? Am I really good enough? Was it my fault? And the pain, oh, it can be paralyzing. But that pain, if you let it teach you, can also be the greatest push forward you've ever felt. Because what they did doesn't define you. How you respond does. Some of y'all been stuck for too long because you're waiting for someone else to validate your value. But the truth is, you never needed them to begin with. You were valuable before they left. You were worthy before they lied. You were chosen before they betrayed you. And once you understand that, really understand that deep in your bones, you stop looking backward and start building forward. You've got to stop thinking the hurt has to be healed by the person who caused it. That's not their job anymore. They made their choice. Now it's time for you to make yours. And that choice is this. You get up, you get focused, and you grow beyond the reach of that wound. You don't get clarity by waiting. You get clarity by moving. Clarity comes when you stop letting the hurt echo louder than your hope. When you start believing not in what they said about you, but in what you know about you. Because deep down you know you were made for more. You know you weren't built to be broken. You were built to bend, yes, to take the hit, yes, but to stay down, no, that's not you. So stop rehearsing the pain. Stop waiting for someone to fix it. That's giving away your power. Your power is in your perspective. The moment you decide to change the way you see yourself, to stop seeing yourself as the victim and start seeing yourself as the victor, that's when everything shifts. That's when you go from broken to building, from hurt to healing, from forgotten to focused. You don't need them to say sorry. You don't need them to come back. You need to look in the mirror and say, it's on me now, and I'm not going back. I'm going forward, stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever. Let's move. When people hurt you, when they lie on you, walk away from you, disrespect you, it's easy to start thinking you ain't worth much. That maybe something's wrong with you, but let me tell you something right now. Your value is not up for negotiation. Your self-worth is not on sale. Too many of you out here are treating your self-esteem like it's a clearance rack. Every time someone disrespects you, you mark yourself down. Every time someone leaves, you lower your value. Every time life hits you hard, you start believing maybe you don't deserve better. That ends today. You are not a product of somebody else's opinion. You're not a reflection of what they couldn't handle or understand about you. What they walked away from, someone else is praying for. You hear me? Just because they couldn't see the value doesn't mean the value ain't there. It means they were never qualified to recognize it in the first place. You have to stop tying your worth to who stays and who leaves, who supports you and who doubts you. That's unstable ground. If your confidence is built on how people treat you, you'll be emotionally bankrupt every time someone changes their mind. Real power, real growth, comes when you decide your value is fixed, non-negotiable. Permanent, think about gold. You ever seen gold try to convince someone it's valuable? No, it just is. You never see diamonds begging to be picked. Their worth speaks for itself. That's you. You gotta start acting like it. You gotta start walking into rooms like you belong. Not because they invited you, but because you earned the right to be there. Some of you are waiting for someone to validate you before you act like you're enough. But let me help you. You were enough the moment you were born, not when you made money, not when they said you were beautiful, not when they finally apologized. Right now, right here, with every scar, every mistake, every piece of your story, you are worthy. But here's the thing. People treat you how you treat yourself. If you keep discounting your worth, they will too. If you keep shrinking so others feel tall, they'll keep stepping over you. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And if you want different results, you gotta raise your price tag and never explain the cost. You're not arrogant for knowing your worth. You're not selfish for protecting your peace. That's called maturity. That's called growth. So the next time someone tries to tear you down, don't lower your value to meet their expectations. Raise your standards and make them level up to you. You're not here to prove your value. You're here to live it. Let's go. It's not always your situation that needs to change. It's how you see it. Because if you change the way you look at a thing, that thing starts to change. That's why I keep telling people, you don't need to fight harder. You need to see clearer. You've been looking at yourself through a lens that was shaped by trauma, by abandonment, by failure, by other people's opinions. And that's the reason you keep getting the same results. Your perspective has been polluted. It's time to clean the lens. See, when you elevate your perspective, you automatically elevate your life. When you start seeing yourself not as the victim, but as the vessel, everything starts shifting. Life didn't happen to you, it happened for you. But you'll never understand that until you stop looking at yourself through the eyes of pain and start looking at yourself through the eyes of purpose. You keep waiting for your life to get better, for opportunities to show up, for people to treat you right. But what if I told you that all of that starts the moment you start treating yourself right? What if I told you your next level isn't out there, it's in how you see yourself right now? A low view of yourself creates low behavior. If you see yourself as broken, you'll attract brokenness. If you see yourself as small, you'll settle for crumbs. But when you start to realize, wait a minute, I am powerful, I am chosen, I am valuable. When that becomes your perspective, you start moving different. You talk different. You stop begging and start building. You stop chasing and start attracting, because you're no longer trying to be seen. You see yourself, and that's enough. You can't climb if your vision is stuck at ground level. The people who hurt you wanted to keep you there. They wanted you to stay wounded, insecure, unsure of who you are. Why? Because as long as you doubt yourself, you stay easy to control. You stay easy to overlook. But the moment your vision clears up, the moment you start seeing yourself as a leader, a builder, a force to be reckoned with, oh, now you're dangerous. Now you're untouchable. You gotta elevate your perspective to escape your past. What happened to you was real, no doubt, but it's not the whole story. And if you keep looking at your life only through what went wrong, you'll never notice what's trying to go right. You'll miss the blessings because you're still staring at the broken pieces. So today, I challenge you, look higher, look deeper, look forward. When you change how you see yourself, the world has no choice but to respond to the new version of you. And that version is built to win. Let's go. Some of you out here are so focused on revenge, you're forgetting your reason. You're spending so much energy trying to show them they were wrong, that you're missing the opportunity to show yourself you were right. Listen to me, revenge might feel good for a moment, but purpose will feed you for a lifetime. They hurt you, no doubt about it. They left you when you needed them most. They said things about you that broke your spirit. And now there's a voice inside you that's screaming, I'll make them regret it, I'll make them pay. But let me tell you something from experience. When you try to heal through payback, all you do is stay connected to the pain. Every time you think about getting revenge, you're actually putting that person right back in control. You're letting them dictate your moves. You're letting them live rent, free in your mind, influencing your decisions, your focus, your grind. That's not power. That's bondage, and you weren't born to be bound. What if I told you there's a better way? What if I told you that the best way to heal, to truly recover, is not to look back and strike, but to look forward and build? When you tap into purpose, real purpose, something shifts. You stop playing emotional games and you start playing for something bigger than ego, something deeper than pain. You start moving with intention, not just reaction. Purpose gives your pain direction. Instead of letting what happened keep you stuck, you say, you know what, I'm going to use this. I'm going to take everything they said about me and I'm going to turn it into fuel. That heartbreak. Fuel that betrayal, fuel that failure, more fuel, but not to chase them. To chase the best version of you. The world doesn't need more angry people. The world needs more people who turn their scars into stories. More people who turn their trials into triumph. That's what healing through purpose looks like. You stop running after revenge and you start running toward your assignment. And when you step into your assignment, something powerful happens. You stop needing them to acknowledge your worth because you're living it. You stop needing to win the breakup, the fallout, the betrayal, because you're winning in life. You're rising so high that the people who try to destroy you can't even reach the level you're on anymore. So stop wasting energy trying to make them hurt the way you hurt. That's a never-ending cycle. Put that energy into building something that outlives the pain. Build your business, build your body, build your mind, build your legacy. Let your success speak louder than any revenge ever could, because true healing, it's not about getting even, it's about getting elevated. Let's move. You know what the real revenge is. Growth. The real payback isn't loud. It doesn't come with a post. It doesn't come with a punchline. It comes with silence, with peace, with transformation. It comes with you becoming so focused, so dialed in, so elevated, that the people who tried to break you no longer even recognize you. Listen to me. Let your growth be their consequence. Let your healing be the weight they have to carry. Because the moment you rise, the moment you truly level up, the mirror flips back on them. You never had to hurt them back. You just had to outgrow who they were able to mistreat. When you grow, you create distance, not just physical distance, but mental distance, emotional distance, spiritual distance. And that distance is what makes them realize they no longer have access to you. That version of you, the one they lied to, manipulated, used, that version doesn't exist anymore. They tried to bury you and didn't realize they were planting a seed. Some people will never apologize. They'll never admit they were wrong, but they'll see it. Oh, they'll see it when you show up in rooms they can't enter. They'll feel it when your name comes up in conversations you were never invited to before. They'll hear about your growth, your wins, your peace, and that is the consequence. That's what life gives them, a front row seat to your elevation. But let me be real with you. Growth isn't glamorous at first. It's painful, it's lonely, it's silent. You'll cry in rooms no one sees. You'll break habits nobody understands. You'll outgrow environments that used to feel like home. But that pain of growth, it's sacred. It's shaping the version of you that nobody can play with anymore. And while they're still talking about who you were, you're becoming someone they can't even comprehend. You're building discipline. You're investing in your mindset. You're protecting your peace. You're operating at a level where pettiness can't reach you, where gossip doesn't faze you, where old triggers don't pull you anymore. You don't have to clap back. You don't have to post a thing. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. Just grow. Grow until your success becomes so loud that your silence is the only statement you need to make. And when they see you, when they finally realize what you've become, trust me, they'll feel it. That sting, that weight in their chest, that's not revenge. That's the price of watching someone you tried to destroy build themselves into something unshakable. So grow, evolve. Become so much more that their memory of who you used to be fades in the shadow of who you are now. Let's get to work. This ain't about revenge. This is about resurrection. It's about rebuilding. It's about becoming the version of yourself that pain couldn't break. The version that fear couldn't stop. The version that betrayal couldn't bury. And if you're going to become that version, you've got to let go, not for them, for you. See, some of y'all still carrying weight that wasn't meant for this next chapter. You're dragging pain, dragging memories, dragging names of people who left you bleeding. And you're wondering why you can't move forward. Let me tell you why. You can't climb if your hands are full of bitterness. You've got to stop feeding the past and start fueling your future. Forgiveness doesn't mean you accept what they did. It doesn't mean you pretend it didn't hurt. No. Forgiveness means I'm not giving you space in my spirit anymore. You don't get to live in my mind. You don't get to interrupt my peace. You are not in control of me anymore. That's growth, that's maturity, that's power, because anybody can clap back. Anybody can hold a grudge, but it takes real strength to say, I'm done letting this own me. That's the kind of decision that sets you free. That opens up your focus, that unlocks your next level, and here's what I need you to understand. The version of you that's going to thrive, that version doesn't carry resentment. That version has too much to build, too much to give, too much to be to stay stuck in a loop of emotional payback. That version of you chooses freedom over friction, legacy over ego. So yes, it hurt. Yes, it changed you, but it also grew you. It gave you wisdom, it gave you fire, it gave you depth. You see things differently now. You love harder but smarter. You move with more purpose. You're not just chasing goals. You're chasing growth. That's who you're becoming, and I promise you, when you commit to that version of yourself, everything around you starts to shift. The right people start showing up. The right energy surrounds you. The right doors start opening. Not because you forced anything, but because you finally aligned with your real identity. The one that doesn't need revenge. The one that needs results. So let it go. Release it. Not because they deserve peace, but because you do. You deserve to wake up in the morning without heaviness in your chest. You deserve to look in the mirror and see someone who rose above it. Someone who turned pain into power. Someone who refused to be defined by what happened to them, and instead became known for what they did with it. You are not who hurt you. You are who you healed into. And that's the ultimate revenge. That's the victory. Let's build.